My name is Alfinatus Sholikhah. I'm from State University of Malang, study program of Science Education offering C. This is my video about scalar and vector.
There are a lot of different mathematical quantities used in physics. Examples of these include acceleration, velocity, speed, force, work, and power. These different quantities are often described as being either scalar or vector quantities. Now, we will discuss what this word means. Are you ready? A scalar is quantity that is fully described by a magnitude only. It is described by just a single number. As examples include mass, distance, speed, density, volume, time, temperature, entropy, energy, charge, work, potential. A vector is a quantity that has both a magnitude and a direction. Vector quantities are important in the study of motion. As examples include displacement, force, velocity, acceleration, and momentum. How to draw a vector? A vector is drawn as an arrow with a head and a tail. The magnitude of the vector is often described by the length of the arrow. The arrow points is the direction of the vector. How to write a vector? Vectors are generally written as bold-faced letters. They can also be written with an arrow over the top of the letter. What is the difference between a scalar and a vector? A vector quantity has a direction and a magnitude, while a scalar has only a magnitude. To make it easier, let me give an example. A block is pushed from point A to point B so far as 6 meters. Scalar quantity is 6 meters, where 6 meters is the magnitude. Vector quantity is 6 meters to the right, where 6 meters is the magnitude and to the right is the direction. Example 2. From A to B, it takes 6 seconds. If the speed is calculated, the speed is equals to 6 meters over 6 seconds, then the speed is 1 meter per second. 1 meter per second only indicates the value and the magnitude, while the velocity of the vector, the velocity is equal to 6 meters to the right over 6 seconds. So, the velocity is 1 meter per second to the right. 1 meter per second indicates the value and the magnitude. To the right indicates the direction. It is important to understand how operations like addition and subtraction are carried out on vectors. To add or subtract two vectors, add or subtract the corresponding components. Let vector u and vector v be two vectors. The sum of two or more vectors is called the resultant. The resultant of the vectors can be found using either the parallelogram method or the triangle method. First method is parallelogram method. Draw the vectors so that their initial point coincide. Then draw lines to form a complete parallelogram. The diagonal from the initial point to the opposite vertex of the parallelogram is the resultant. Triangle method. Draw the vectors one after another, placing the initial point of each successive vector at the terminal point of the previous vector. Then, draw the resultant from the initial point of the first vector to the terminal point of the last vector. This method is also called the head-to-tail method.